Hey everybody. So, as you guys noticed, probably, or maybe not, I don't know if anybody even really cares, but I haven't posted a whole lot out at the land or shooting or much of anything yet. And lately, probably in the past few weeks, simply because about 2 weeks ago, my deck started falling off my house. So, um, I went down, and this is the backside of my house over here, and the only way to get down there is to go through that little hole right there to get to the cellar. My two cellars aren't connected, since this was an addition put on by the previous owners. And so I went down there to see what was going on, and apparently the sills all rotted out underneath this section of the house all over here. So I went down there to fix that, and come to find out, if you look here, I got this room and I got this room here and it connects to that room, which goes over there. And underneath this arch walkway, the wall right there is the main support beam to hold up that whole section of the house. And I got down there, and that entire support beam was cracked in half of my house. So, needless to say, my practicing in archery my practicing for stuffs got put on hold. All my hunting stuff got put on hold. Everything got put on hold. So my cousin came over, helped me. I got the main beam underneath this thing replaced, completely brand new, all set there. And we went to go do the sills over here underneath this section here, and come to find out, about half the joists underneath this floor were all rotted out too. It just crept in. We've owned the house about 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, something like that. So this has been in process for quite some time to have the joists in this floor rotted out. So far so that two of them were completely cracked in half, and one of them had stress signs of getting ready to be cracked. So we ended up not replacing the the sills that day, and we put in all new joists throughout the whole, almost all new joists throughout the whole floor. There was about 14 of them through here. We replaced 7 of them because the other 7 on this end were pretty good. So we replaced those. We got all those done this past weekend, and got all new supports underneath here. And then finally yesterday, my daughter's boyfriend came over. He does this every day, so for a living. He works for a company that does construction, and he helped me do all of this work here, as well as we ended up getting all the sills replaced. And surprisingly, the floor is now solid, so that's a good thing. And we actually ended up lifting the floor up an inch and a half, from almost an inch and a half, more like about an inch, 7/8 of an inch to an inch, from where it was sagging. And I kind of noticed that, where before we'd walk across here, and I was actually underneath one time when someone walked, and I saw 2 of the joists literally bend like this at the cracks. So, and what's a little scary is the sense that bureau, right, that, I don't know what that's called, but that thing weighs probably about 400 pounds. So that thing's sitting there on top of these joists that were like that. So that's why this whole room is emptied out, and everything is in the other room over there. And now we're remodeling this room because we have new plans that we're going to be doing with it. So that part's kind of good. But yeah, so sometimes life throws you a curveball, and you got to kind of take care of that other stuff first. And as much as I, need to get out there to get practicing, because the second IBO is coming up real fast, and I know this week's the London ASA, which I was planning on going to, but my wife wanted tickets to go see the Rolling Stones, so I'm going to see the Rolling Stones tomorrow night, instead of heading down to London to get ready to go shoot. So that's okay though. The Rolling Stones are going to be a lot of fun. And so from there, now I was finally able to get out there, was able to get out practicing to this afternoon, and the bottom serving down by my cam ripped off, so broke off. So now I am waiting again for a new string to come in from gas bowstring. So this weekend will consist of replacing the rim joists outside on the outside here, because that's what rotted out primarily right over here. There was a door that used to be here. And when we bought the house, the door had significant rot, but I thought I had it fairly well cleaned up after I put the window in, because I replaced all the stuff underneath there, but it was just already too far gone at that point, and now the deck has a sag in it. Thankfully, all the rest of the rims, all the way from about here all the way to the wall part, are solid, so there's nothing wrong there now. So this weekend we'll be jacking up this deck, getting it straightened back out. Ideally, get the rim joist put in and get this thing bolted back up. But yeah, that's why I haven't been posting much, because I've been working on my house, trying to get this back to spec, get it back to solid. And I mean, this thing is, it is not going anywhere. So we are back to in, and thankfully though, I can say this, while it was a pain to know that the deck fell off, it's actually better to know that now, because that falling off, sometimes God works in funny ways where he shows you, yeah, this thing broke, but in order to fix that, you need to you're going to have to go underneath the floor and take a look to see what you got to fix. And if we didn't find those two things, my back of my house probably would have fell into itself and taken off probably half my main house over there. So like I said, God does work in funny ways, and this is probably one of the funny ways that he works, simply because, if the deck didn't fall off, I never would have known that, and we never would have been able to replace all the joists, fix all the joists. And here's the kind of one of the funny parts is that main beam that's underneath there, that's a 10-foot beam underneath there, and the main one that we put directly, I know we don't necessarily need it, but we added another one right under here. And this one here was 13 feet long. That one was 10 feet long, 2x10s. And we were able to get them through that little tiny hole down into the cellar, because that's a crawl space down there. If I stood up, my head is just about underneath level of the floor. So we only had this much to work with, but thankfully, we were able to get it done and get that part fixed, and now we can get the deck put back on, and we will be back to practicing and ideally getting back out to the land, because I got a lot of work to do out there too. But obviously the house takes precedence. So that's why I haven't been posting a whole much lately, because we've been trying to figure out what we got to do to get this stuff fixed and just get working on it. So yeah, so you'll start seeing more videos coming out soon, and more on a regular basis, and we will talk to you guys soon. If you want to follow along, see how that land's coming out, see how the competition practice is going and competitions are going and stuff, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and hopefully this fall I will be self-filming all my hunts, and you can come here and see some of the harvest that we get and fruits of the labor that we've been putting in now. That stuff will be great. So stick around, follow us, hit that notification button, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.